Hey everybody, welcome to Hikes and Bikes. So, we finally got a bike stand. So that means no more repairs in the middle of the RV. Hopefully. You'll still see some in there, but most of them will be out here from now on, hopefully. But this is a Christmas gift that came a little early. So we're going to bust into this and set this guy up today, and then hopefully assemble the bike finally from Big Sugar. It's been a minute, but the indoor trainer's been pretty nice. But I'm kind of itching to get back outside and just have fun out there again. All right. Oh, well, looks like that'll be pretty easy to get into. Let's see. It's open. It's the Amazon brand one. It was the one I thought looked best. Came with a tension bar and a small tool rack. So it looks like that's what those guys are. But let's keep digging into this. Oh, not sure what that guy is. Looks like we're just going to lift the whole unit up out of here. Oh, not quite. Missed a few parts. Not sure what that is. That looks like the main clamp. And that's everything in the box. Looks like this is the main clamp here. This seems to be the stand. Not sure what that guy is. And instructions. Let's give those a quick browse. Tool tray. That'll be helpful. Holds all the Allen keys too. Easier to not lose them that way. Oh, and that looks to be a clamp. And a couple screws and a handle. Let's go ahead and pop all these guys open, then we'll read those instructions. Alright, and just so all the little parts are together. Oh, that looks to be a part as well. Let's get him off of there. Looks like this is the bar stabilizer. And I'll throw in the Amazon link for this guy. It is not an affiliate link. Don't throw the strap for the tire in the trash. Alright, let's read these instructions. 6.5 pounds. That's pretty light. It does feel pretty light. I haven't had another bike stand before, but I'm liking it so far. Looks to be semi-sturdy aluminum or maybe some real light steel, but definitely plenty for a 20-25 pound carbon bike. We'll even test it with the e-bike. Just why not? Well, it says release the quick release. So let's just see if it's already released. Alright, well, it looks like this cardboard has to come off of here, so let's get that guy off somehow. That was pretty easy. It just slid down. Let's use our handy dandy knife. There we go. Tape's cut. Oh, made it. Let's go. Alright. Now, is that quick release? Ah, here it is. It's kind of hidden up in the top. That makes more sense. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Oh, that was definitely it. I'm just struggling today. Both of these go that way. That makes more sense. It's kind of inverted in the package there, but lays nice and flat like that. So I'm going to set that back here. Oh, same thing here. Just a quick release. Tighten it up just a little bit. Make sure it holds the bike up. Make me feel better. That's in there pretty good. And then it just says to throw this guy in the top. Ah, that's where this guy comes in handy, I bet. There we go, little hollow spot there. So just gonna slide that nut in there. And then I'm gonna leave the washer on the handle side. There's no way it's meant to recess in that hole. And I'm just gonna spin it in a little bit. And we're gonna slide this guy in. Just in this open hole here. There we go. Nice and easy. Oh, well. I don't know if easy is the word, but she's definitely going in there. I'm gonna get it pretty close. There we go, and I'm gonna leave the rigid side down. I assume that's meant to, yep, clamp like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this guy right there so he doesn't move on us. And then that's pretty much it, I think. We get to put this lovely thing on. It's a nice little tray. It's got Allen key holes all the way around, some light screw spots, and then this looks like what it is to clamp on the back side there. So it came with 2 bolts for that. So I'm just gonna throw this on here real quick. I'm gonna go away from the bike for now, because I've never used one of these before, and I'm not sure if I want to go towards or away from myself with the tools. But current thought process is it'll be ever so slightly in the way of the bike if I spin it around the other way. That does not look like she's going to go tight enough, however. Okay, so I just reread the instructions. It definitely says that this is supposed to go here. I'm realizing now that's so when you adjust your quick release portion up, that this does not have to be removed, which is nice. Sorry to cut in here. I noticed I didn't really explain much about the tray. It was rather nice. The holes in it are pretty perfectly sized for metric and standard, and it's got plenty of room to put like the stem cap and a few of the small parts I adjusted later, and it held the Allen keys well. It's a good tray. Would highly recommend. Just found an important part. So the stabilizer had to have 2 of these straps. I threw one of them off on the floor. Wasn't very smart. That's why we always check our area. If you guys notice, the table's out of the way now. Well, the table may or may not be my bike box. So let's go ahead and pull that guy out of there and throw the front wheel on. Alright, well I flew with this bike to Big Sugar from Durango to Arkansas for the race, and we ended up doing that 50 miles. That was a good time. I enjoyed myself out there. But it was my first time flying with a bike, so let me go over with you how I did that and the packing material I used. I think you guys might find it helpful. It was pretty cheap. It was a lot of stuff I already had, and I was rather concerned about my frame just with the notorious TSA here that goes through everything. I wanted to make sure it was nice and easy to repack as well. It was right at 49 pounds. Make sure you weigh it. Even if you use somebody like United who flies the bike for 40 bucks as a standard check bag fee, it still has to be under the 50 pounds. So pre-weigh your box, give yourself about a pound of error, and yeah, let's get into it. So, as you can see, TSA went through it. Packing material number 1, pillow. Why a pillow? Well, something to sleep with when you're there. You're not always going to have great sleeping arrangements wherever you're going to race, so this is a good option. Worst case, you can sleep in your rental car. Done that once or twice. Alright, second thing packing-wise that I used, air mattress. This is a twin XL air mattress. So the advantage to this is you can take it and wrap it around the frame on both sides and add just a little bit of air and rigid box. It's great. Keeps the frame nice and sturdy in place and plenty of cushioning. I don't even think I actually had any air in it coming back, but it is a very helpful packing material and then gives you your full sleeping setup on the road. Would highly recommend. And then bubble wrap. Good old friends at Bubble Wrap. I just got one cheapy roll from Walmart, their yay size big roll or so, and it was plenty. And I'll use this for some other packing projects, shipping Christmas gifts and all that. Here's those lovely Bontrager wheels. We did run those 32 millimeter Grand Prix 5000s. They were pretty good wheels, or tires. I really enjoyed them for the ride. Let's get our bubble wrap all to the side over here. Seat post with saddlebag still on it. Just trying to squeeze every bit of weight into this box I could to keep it off of my carry-on. More bubble wrap. It's probably hard to see, but this is the bike box they gave me. It's kind of dark in there, sorry. But handlebars there off to the side. Hose is still connected. That little bundle I pulled was just around there. Just wrapped each bar once around each way and then put a big cluster around it. That way, because the air mattress wasn't quite reaching down in there, it was to about here on both sides. And then you can see one more bike bag down in there. But yeah, here's the frame and the handlebars. We'll pull all those out together. All right, so here's the frame and bars. I'll let those guys hang out the front. Bubble wrap that was around the rear mech. And let's see if we can gently move this box and our bike stand forward at the same time. I'm going to very lightly clamp the frame. I know you really shouldn't clamp a carbon frame, but I'm not actually going to have any pressure on it. Just a very, very light bite there, so I don't have to hold it. Alright, well, Jill just scared me pretty good, but we are getting this guy clamped up. I'm just doing it by hand with the wing nut on the bottom. No real pressure on the carbon there. Barely touching. I just don't want anything to be falling around while I'm moving this box. The best letter you can ever get from the TSA. I mean, yay, they're keeping us safe. All right, well, we brought the star of the show with us. Always already exploring. I'm gonna set my tools down there. Don't mind the TV and the floor back here. It's one of our, well, it was the TV that came in the RV, and the red decided that, or the black pixels decided they were all going to be red. So we swapped out to a slightly different one, so he can be stepped on. All right, well, let's get this bike at least mostly together. I know she's not the prettiest. She's pretty dirty and, well, ridden. But yeah, we'll get her all assembled back up here, and then I'll give her a nice cleanup, and we'll probably switch over to dirt tires and suspension fork again soon. But for now, I'm just going to get it together where we can get it back inside and cleaned. All right, let's get these handlebars on. I believe it's a 4mm and a 5, if I recall. So I'm going to pull those two out. I use these handy-dandy Harbor Freight Icon Allen keys. They have a really nice length to them. They're just about the right size for working on bikes, and then they've got the ball tip as well. So nothing too ridiculous to get either, because they're like 20 bucks, and they're really, really high quality. And Harbor Freight does a lifetime warranty on most of their products. So it's rather easy to get them replaced. Some things, if you lose it, they'll replace it. I'm not sure about these exactly, but yeah. That tray's already coming in handy. We'll pull all these spacers, and what I do, actually let's put those back on there so you guys can see this. What I do when I travel is I set my spacers up. I don't know if you can see, but these are the spacers I use under, and then that's a different one, so that's where the stem goes, and then these are just blocks, same here, different, and then this one goes above. That way I don't change my spacer angle any when I arrive to wherever I'm riding. There we go. All right, so I'm going to keep this guy in my finger, the one that was on top, and we're going to take our bars and plop them back on there. Put the spacer back on top. And then this isn't a traditional stem bolt. Cannondale uses an interior threaded cap, which you can see I'm stripping the top out there. There we go. Started by hand. So we spun this guy down by hand this way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the headset up into the bike. You can see this little gap just appeared. So I'm going to snug all that down. Cat's enjoying some leaves down there. Pushing hard a little bit. There we go. And then now I'm going to tighten this again. And that should have got rid of any play in the headset, which is good because this bolt is what keeps your front fork up in the frame and keeps pressure on the bearing here and here. And that's what allows us to steer easily. I did ride for a couple months with one pretty damaged, and it is definitely detrimental. So now that we have this pretty close to where we want it, just going to give it a nice snug. I find if I just tighten it with the little lever side and push kind of hard, it's somewhere in that 5 Newton meter range. She's nice and free. You can hear a little bit of resistance, so I might back that off. But until I get some other parts on, that's what we're going to go with. And then I don't love hanging it by the center of the frame. So let's get the seat post in and get it hanging by that. So here's our seat post. I marked my seat post. I don't know if you can see this here, with just a little bit of nail polish. So my line, I tried to make a V because then you can only point. Yeah, it's only that spot there. Must have come off a little bit in the shipping, but you can see there used to be kind of a V line there, and you can see the line that it's clamped on most of the time. So I'm just going to put it right back to there. All right. Slide this guy down here, just a nice little twisting motion. And then you guys can't see it from there, but I'll show you in a second. All right. A little nail polish scuff right there. And that will be close enough for me. If I need any minor adjustments, I can go up or down. But I rode 80 miles off of that little bit of paint. And saddle was definitely not my concern. It was quite a bit of knee pain, but no saddle issues. And then we want 5 to 6 here, so I'm just going to do a finger on that long lever end until it bends a bit, and that feels pretty solid. Alright, sorry, I had a quick pause there. The cat tried to run away. So, you can see here I scotch taped this in. May have not been the best idea on the paint. I don't think it'll be an issue. But to keep these little red SRAM brake pieces in, they do stay in there pretty good, but I just find myself more comfortable if they're in some other way. A zip tie also works, or a little piece of Velcro. Alright, so now we can pull that guy out. Just be careful not to hit your brake lever. And then we're going to back the front axle out. So, brakes out, front axle's out. I have most of my Allen keys in my pocket, even though I should be using the stand. So let's start using that. There's the 4. And there's the 5. Is this a 5 or a 6? This guy's a 5. My old bike was a 6, so I still get them confused. So, take our favorite grease. And just push out a little bit and get it on the threads like that. And then you can either run your finger around it, or you can just leave it to thread in the bike. That's a little dirty, but I'm going to clean her in a couple days. We're just getting it in there for now so I can roll it to where we got to clean it. Alright. Slot it right up in there. Or fumble around like I am. Both work. Push the axle through. Axle's through, you just push her in. And then I just start to give her a light spin. You never want to put any pressure here. Make sure you're not cross-threading. And now that we know it's threaded in well, I'm going to give it one good oomph. And I'm going to back that off a bit. I need to be able to undo it with a multi-tool in the field, so let's give it a... There we go. And she spins with no complaints. Perfect. Well, that's most of the bike put back together. We got to get pedals on, and I think that's it. Alright. Well, everything with the bike stand seems to work great. I can push down on it pretty good. And I mean, it's pretty off-center, just due to my own fault more than anything. But the bar stabilizer works really well. It's holding the bike nice and rigid. I need to put on pedals, but before we do that, I'm gonna get rid of this 46 tooth chain ring because it is great for road riding, but oh boy, is that pretty rough for off-road. So I'm gonna switch my 42 back up there just to be able to get some nice off-roading in. And then we're gonna throw on the front fork and the other tires. I don't know if that'll be this video or next, but we'll get all that swapped out. That'll involve a front brake bleed, so we'll go over a lot of that. That stuff's fun and very frustrating. Brakes are a long process, but we'll see. Maybe I can get it done in less than an hour this time. We'll time it and do a little speed run maybe. I don't know for sure. I'll put the e-bike on it here and put some inside of that here too to see if it holds that up, because it does claim up to about 46 pounds and this e-bike's very close to that. So we'll see if I can do my maintenance for it up there, but oh, well, I'm impressed with that. I mean, that thing's all of 55, 60 pounds. Now that I've lifted it again. I thought it may be just shy of 50, but I bet it's 55 pounds. Bike stand's holding it well. Yeah, I mean, that's great. As you can see, the bottle cage is a little worse for wear. I kicked it last time I got on pretty hard and it was cold out, so it just snapped. But we'll get that guy replaced. We've got plenty of bottle cages. But yeah, pretty good bike stand. Thank you again. It seems to be holding great so far. It's not real wobbly. The steering stabilizer does fantastic. So yeah, we'll keep running it. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But thank you guys for getting that for me. And it is, it's a nice one. Well, that was a fun video. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you in a few days as we continue working on this and skiing some in Telluride.